Chapter 3. Each salesman tries his utmost to sell his wares, tempting the passers-by with his bargains. The boy with his stock of herbs offers a double handful of fine parsley for a penny. The man with the donkey cart filled with turnips has 3 lads to shout for him to the utmost, with their ho-ho high. What do you think of this here? A penny a bunch, hooray for free trade. Here's your turnips. Until it is seen and heard, we have no sense of the scramble that is going on throughout London for a living. The same scene takes place at the Brill, the same in Leather Lane, the same in Tottenham Court Road, the same in Whitecross Street. Go to whatever corner of the metropolis you please, either on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning, and there is the same shouting and the same struggling to get the penny profit out of the poor man's Sunday's dinner. The Sunday morning markets. Nearly every poor man's market does its Sunday trade. For a few hours on the Sabbath morning, the noise, bustle and scramble of the Saturday night are repeated, and but for this opportunity many a poor family would pass for a dinnerless Sunday. The system of paying the mechanic late on the Saturday night, more particularly of paying a man his wages in a public house when he is tired with his day's work, lures him to the tavern. And there the hours fly quickly enough beside the warm taproom fire, so that by the time the wife comes for her husband's wages, she finds a large portion of them gone in a drink, and the streets half cleared, so that the Sunday market is the only chance of getting the Sunday's dinner. Of all these Sunday morning markets, the Brill perhaps furnishes the busiest scene, so that it may be taken as a type of the whole. The streets in the neighbourhood are quiet and empty, the shops are closed with their different coloured shutters, and the people round about are dressed in the shiny cloth of the holiday suit. There are no cabs, and but few omnibuses to disturb the rest, and men walk in the road as safely as on the footpath. As you enter the Brill, the market sounds are scarcely heard, but at each step the low hum grows gradually into the noisy shouting, until at last the different cries become distinct, and the hubbub, din and confusion of 1,000 voices buzzing at once again fill the air. The road and footpath are crowded, as on the overnight. The men are standing in groups, smoking and talking, whilst the women run to and fro, some with the white round turnips showing out of their filled aprons, others with cabbages under their arms, and a piece of red meat dangling from their hands. Only a few of the shops are closed, but the butchers and the coal shed are filled with customers, and from the door of the shut-up bakers the women come streaming forth with bags of flour in their hands, while men sally from the halfpenny barbers, smoothing their clean-shaven chins. Walnuts, blacking, apples, onions, braces, combs, turnips, herrings, pens and corn plaster are all bellowed out at the same time. Labourers and mechanics, still unshorn and undressed, hang about with their hands in their pockets, some with their pet terriers under their arms. The pavement is green with the refuse leaves of vegetables, and round a cabbage barrow the women stand turning over the bunches as the man shouts, "Where you like only a penny." Boys are running home with the breakfast herring held in a piece of paper, and the side pocket of the appleman's stuff coat hangs down with the weight of the halfpence store within it. Presently the tolling of the neighbouring church bells break forth. Then the bustle doubles itself. The cries grow louder, the confusion greater. Presently the tolling of the neighbouring church bells brings forth. Then the bustle doubles itself. The cries grow louder, confusion greater. Women run about and push their way through the throng, scolding the saunterers, for in half an hour the market will close. In a little time the butcher puts up his shutters and leaves the door still open. The policemen in their clean gloves come round and drive the street sellers before them. As the clock strikes 11, the market finishes and the Sunday's rest begins. Chapter 4. Habits and amusements of costermongers. I find it impossible to separate these two headings, for the habits of the costermonger are not domestic. His busy life is passed in the markets or the streets, and as his leisure is devoted to the beer shop, the dancing room or the theatre, we must look for his habits to his demeanour at those places. Home has few attractions to a man whose life is a street life. Even those who are influenced by family ties and affections prefer to home. Indeed, that word is rarely mentioned among them. The conversation, warmth and merriment of the beer shop, where they can take their ease among their mates. Excitement or amusement are indispensable to uneducated men. A beer shop's resorted to by costermongers and principally supported by them. It is computed that there are 400 in London. Those who meet first in the beer shop talk over the state of trade and of the markets, while the later comers enter at once into what may be styled the serious business of the evening, amusement. Business topics are discussed in a most peculiar way. One man takes the pipe from his mouth and says, "Bill, make a Dugan a hit this morning." "Jem," says another to a man just entering, "your standard topper Reeb." "On," answers Jem. "I've a Trocino toll and have been doing dab." For an explanation of what may be obscure in this dialogue, I must refer my readers to my remarks concerning the language of the class. If any strangers are present, the conversation is still further clothed in slang, so as to be unintelligent even to the partially initiated. The evident puzzlement of any listener is of course gratifying to the costermonger's vanity, for he feels that he possesses a knowledge peculiarly his own. So endeth chapter 4. I'll see you next time.